Coach Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com. Obviously great for the team to get a win, but to withstand a third quarter run after everything you guys been going through and answer back with a run of your own, just how big of a growth was that for your group?
Dan, I think it was great. Our guys did a really good job of at halftime talking, right? Communicating what they needed to do coming out of the break. Now they went on a little run, and that was understood because basketball is a game of runs. But I was so happy for these guys to understand that they stood their ground. We made some runs, they made some runs, but it was just great to see the maturity level there, as they grew.
Jamahl, you guys were led by Mo, who had 23. I think you guys also had 51 bench points. What does that say about that unit? These guys may not play consistent minutes every night, but, they come in when they're needed and they give you 51.
Kobe, you're absolutely right. I really believe it's just the stay ready mentality. And what guys are capable of, in those minutes, knowing what we're asking them to do. Come in, defend, play hard, share the basketball. If you're open, shoot it. But again, it's about involving each other, and they did a great job tonight. I'm just really excited for their energy, effort, and the joy in which they competed with.
We asked you about the starting unit. I know they didn't play much tonight, 7 minutes, but in those 7 minutes, they only allowed 10 points. I guess, what does it say about such a young starting unit to be able to defend at that level?
No, it's great. You have, Mo, being able to protect the rim at times. I know there's a couple fouls early on that caused some problems. But again, that group and their chemistry, being able to play off and with one another is really something exciting that, you can move forward with and, grow with.
It may have been the most energy we've seen from Jalen, maybe all season there, especially in the second half. What'd you make of his play, especially on the defensive end there? Got a couple steals to lead the break.
Well, I think his ability to read plays on the ball, but what you saw is off the ball again. And, I have to go back and look at the film, but his hand placement on some of those deflections, his aggressiveness, I think that's going to be a lot of his calling card. But he can be an elite defender, when he sits down and guards. But his ability to do that is something that, you look forward to. And again, it starts as the head of the snake, being able to sit down and guard like that.
Coach, you touched on a little bit with the joy of the team. Just how good was it to see the type of energy and the fun that the guys were having tonight, especially after going through a tough stretch?
No, it's the energy of this group and the spirit of this group. And we've talked about it before the game. Play with joy, compete with passion. We want that to be every single night for us. We compete hard, we play hard, but then you got to remember, you got to have fun while you're doing this. And it was great to see them sharing the basketball, playing off one another. The bench was up yelling and screaming. We had a couple bell plays with taking charges, Wendell at the rim with the verticality. Those little situations was great to see and have the joy behind it.
And then, there you go. I know sometimes it can be annoying for the other team, but Wagner has these moments where he just gets, under guys' skin at points. I guess you guys must seem to rally around it. I guess, what does it say about him? And I guess, how much does it help you guys to have that kind of character, that kind of attitude from one of your players?
Well, he's not afraid, right? You look at situations where he's getting under guys' skins and he's not afraid of what's going on. And so it changes the momentum of the game. And the one thing we've talked about consistently with him is, he's knowing when and where to do it. Right. If it's a momentum situation, we talk about not doing it, but he's providing a great spark and a great level of energy for us.
How do you ensure those moments don't go, I guess, too far? They're going to get too carried away.
Well, there was a situation in, I think maybe in the second quarter, where there was a dunk and there was some excitement from their bench and they're trying to go at him, and the attention went to that play. And if you notice, the next time down, there was a break and stop and play, and he just calmed down, came to the sideline. We talked about something, and then we just started moving the ball again. Right? Those are the situations where it doesn't become personal. He's doing everything he can to help create the energy and atmosphere for our team and our bench. So again, it's just different timing, and that was one of those situations where he settled it the right way.
All right, thank you, Coach Mosley.
Thank you, guys.
Go ahead, Dan.
Okay.
Jalen, Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com. For your group to withstand their third quarter run and answer with one of your own, just how big was that for your group after everything you guys have been through the last couple games?
It was huge. I think we showed great composure. we learned from past experiences. And I think a big thing to that third quarter was at halftime. We didn't talk, we didn't go over anything. We didn't go over no clips. When Dale spoke up and said, we know what we got to do. We don't need a pep talk. We don't need to talk about anything. We're on our coverages. We know we need to come out in the third quarter, set the tone, and be the aggressors. And I think that set it for everybody. We came out, we went on our run, withstood theirs, went on another one of our own. And even though they outscored us, we were right there. It wasn't that huge run that normally happens, where we're in the lull. So I think great overall night for everybody. We showed fight, we showed heart, we showed resilience. And this was a big one to build on, especially being at home.
Jalen, I know recently I've asked you about your, getting to the rim, finishing at the rim, but I think like 4 of your last 5 games have been some of your best nights at the free throw line. Because how much did you focus on that, just getting to the line? I guess how important is that for your game and I guess the momentum for you?
Oh, I mean, it's 3 points. Being in the film, watching film with Randy, Dylan, Coach Nate. We've seen guys and how they're able to be aggressors. DeMar DeRozan is a perfect example. How many times he gets to the free throw line, the different ways he's able to do that. So just watching guys like that, and how they do that. But it ultimately comes down to being aggressive and trying to get in that paint. They're going to foul you. You're going to score. You're going to have spray outs or cuts. And I think we did a great job of that tonight. Guys were ready to shoot. Guys were cutting. We were moving. And, my job, I was just looking to get in the paint and create problems, not always to score, but create for others. So, I think that's where a lot of free throws come from, is just trying to live in that paint.
Wagner had another one of those infamous, get into it with another opposing player. But you guys seem to rally around that. I guess how important is that for you guys' energy with what he brings?
Oh man, he sets the tone. And I remember that tonight we're on a defensive end. He almost took one charge. He slid over. He absorbed the drive, caused the kick out. And then took a charge on Vooch. And I mean, that's a heck of a defensive play, best one if I've ever seen. And, I helped him up. I said, good work, man. Like, that's a great possession. He said, run with me. That's exactly what we need right there. That's all I had to hear. And from then on, I was locked in on defensive end and tried to give everything I could. Because when you have a teammate who's doing it like that, you want to give your all for them as well. So I think we all rallied around him, rallied around his energy. And, man, it was a great pick-me-up. And, I had a whole lot of fun with it tonight.
We saw you there late played with a lot of energy there. Looked like you're fired up, especially after those couple dunks. Maybe the most we've seen you that animated all season. Just kind of take us through your mind there and what was kind of your objective there late as you guys were trying to close it out.
I was really just trying to control the game. Trying to control the pace, trying to make sure that everybody's head stayed level, and even keeled. Because although the offensive end, it wasn't great, I missed some finishes, things like that early. I stayed locked in on the defensive end, and that's what kept me going. Offensively, it'll always come. Some nights it's a little lit on the basket. You have finishes that go in and out and things like that, but you can always control what's going on the defensive end. And I think the guys did a great job in, being solid on offense all night. You talk about Wendell, Franz handling the ball, Cole in spurts. And then Mo Wagner off the bench. I mean, just being a force, offensively and defensively, it allowed me to kind of, once we got to the end of the game, get my rhythm, pick my spots and, try to get some easy ones. But a lot of them, I mean, came out of transition, making a play on defense, from steals and fast breaks and things like that. So, really just trying to control the pace, control the game, and, make sure down the stretch, everybody's even killed. So, playing in the right mindset to go finish it out.
And after the game, we saw you talk to DeMar for a little bit. What can you share from that conversation? And was there any kind of advice given to you?
Oh man, it's just mutual respect. I told him, it's a great honor to be, playing on the court with you. The things that he did tonight was crazy. He was hitting shots, over 2-3 people, knowing the double team was coming and nothing you can do about it. So, with guys like that, especially ones that you grow up watching, nights like that, you just got to tip your hat to them. I told him great respect. It's good to see him hoop, shared, a small conversation, but, it's just always good being on the court with those guys, especially being young and, those are people I've watched growing up. So, just small conversation. Good guy.
Any final questions? All right. Thank you, Jalen.
Appreciate y'all.
We'll be back with the Wagner. That's fine. Wanted to bring Franz into. Go ahead, man.
Mo, Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com. For your group to withstand their third quarter run and answer with one of your own. How big was that for your group, especially considering everything you guys have been through the last couple games?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what we've been putting emphasis on. Obviously, we know what we need to get better at. And then a big part of that is your mentality, especially when you work so hard in the first halves, which we have done in the past. You got to do a better job of trying to break the other team, and not give them life, even if they go on a run. So that was our emphasis the last couple games, and I'm very happy we were able to do that today.
Mo, I know we talked about this, I think, on the previous road trip about those moments where, there may be words in between you and another player. But I guess, and you said sometimes it can feel like, too much is may add them, but some guys shy away from those moments. We talked to Jamahl. He said, you're not afraid. I guess for you, when those moments like you had with DeMar tonight, what does that mean to you? And I guess, how does it feel for you to bring that energy to the team in those moments?
I'll be honest, I don't want no smoke with DeMar DeRozan. That guy scored 41 points on us. All I wanted is to not get him that layup. So I'm obviously it was I think they call it clear path, but like you said, I didn't even want to get in his head and all that. I think that's kind of corny. I just honestly I work on that. It's a balance. You got to balance your energy. I appreciate Coach Mose saying the positive and saying I'm not shying away, but there's a negative toward that too, and you got to keep your energy on the eyes on the prize. So. Come closer, buddy. And then that's kind of what I'm constantly working on, and it's definitely a challenge.
Can you guys talk about the chemistry that you have with each other? You found each other for a couple of dunks, layups, that sort of thing. Are you looking for each other? Having played together before, is there a chemistry there?
Oh, my bad. I mean, I wouldn't say I particularly look for him. Sorry, but I obviously try to look for the people that make plays on the court and try to make plays. And it just happens when we're both out there that obviously there's a chemistry. We know what the other one wants to do. And we communicate really well together since we know each other so well. So I think that kind of seems like we look for each other, but I wouldn't say that I go into a game just want to play a 2-man game with Franz.
Mo, what has been your assessment of the development of your brother here this season? It seems like each game he plays, he's getting better, and obviously he won Rookie of the Month last month. But what have you made of his growth to this point in the season?
It's an interesting question to answer as a big brother, because obviously on one side I'm super happy for him, and I watch his growth. And regardless of my situation, if I would have played with him on the same team, I would be happy with him either way. And then on the other side, it really doesn't matter to me, just because he's my brother, and that might sound simple, but it doesn't change the way I see him, to view him. It's an interesting question because I think about that a lot, obviously. But I'm super happy for him, and I want him to continue. But I know it's not always going to go straight up. And I'm here for him, whatever happens. And that's all I can really say about that. So, yeah.
Franz, just to follow up on John's question, can you talk about your chemistry with your brother?
No, I think it's very easy to play with Mo, and I think that's why just a lot of times that happens on the court. Yeah, he's really good at reading defenses, even as a big guy, and moves very well without the ball. And that's just, I think we both grew up playing that well, and I think that just shows on the court then, and then kind of comes out.
Franz, what kind of did you see from Jalen tonight? Obviously, he brings it on both ends of the court, but particularly in that fourth quarter to help you guys close it out.
No, yeah. I mean, big time competitor, I think, and I think his energy, his effort, his intensity on every possession. I think everybody sees that when they watch the games, and it's really impressive. I think we play so many games. Obviously, he was out for a little bit, but he's gonna bring that every night, and that just turns. A lot of times that turns into easy baskets for us as a team. I know you got those 2 steals, and that kind of gets everybody else going too. So, yeah, it's very impressive.
Franz, how did it feel to get the original starting lineup back between you, Cole, Jalen, Wendell, and Mo? First time starting in over 2 months.
Felt good, but I think with everybody that's playing. I mean, today, Sko, Iggy, obviously Mo coming off the bench. I think we can all play, and it's just about a rhythm of how we play together. Whoever's out there, I think all the teams go through these kind of stretches throughout the season with guys out, and yeah, it's just a matter of continuing to execute and getting into a rhythm offensively for us.
For both of you, we talked to Terrence after a practice some time ago, and we asked him which Wagner brother he thinks is better. With both of you guys kind of going off tonight, what's your answer? Who do you guys think is the better?
I don't care. Like, it doesn't matter. Like I said, that's kind of along those lines. Like, you wouldn't ask that question if we weren't sitting up here together. It doesn't change the way we drive home together and be with our families. It doesn't change the way we go to practice tomorrow. So why ask that question? To me, that's kind of my mentality going forward. And we support each other, and that's really all what's with it.
Yeah.
Any other questions? We got one. Okay. Max Hoff, DPA.
Ja, hi Jungs, hier ist der Max von DPA. Grüße und Glückwunsch zum Sieg. Könnt ihr mir einmal erklären, was hat dieses Spiel besser geklappt als in den Spielen zuvor? Warum habt ihr es heute gerissen bekommen?
Ich glaube, wenn man auf den Statsbogen guckt, auch in den letzten Spielen, wir spielen gute Defense, wir verteilen den Ball gut offensiv und kriegen halt so viele einfache Punkte. Aber in den letzten paar Spielen haben wir halt so ein paar Stretches gehabt, gerade oft im dritten Viertel, wo wir komplett eingebrochen sind, nicht mehr gescored haben und nicht mehr unseren Job defensiv gemacht haben. Und dann sind wir nie wieder richtig zurückgekommen. Ich glaube, heute, klar haben sie einen Run gemacht, aber gleich danach haben wir 2 Dreier getroffen und einen Transition-Dunk, glaube ich, gehabt. Ich glaube, genau so muss man auf gute Aktionen vom anderen Team reagieren. Und ja, deswegen haben wir heute gewonnen, glaube ich.
Mose, ging es viel um diese Szene, die ich ehrlich gesagt nicht gesehen habe. Kannst du mir einmal kurz beschreiben, was da genau passiert ist?
Ganz ehrlich, ist so irrelevant für mich. Nein, kann ich nicht. Ich habe einen gefoult und der war sauer und das war's. Also für mich ist die Szene komplett irrelevant und stuff happens.
Danke euch beide, schönen Abend.
Ja.
Thank you.